What's up, Instagram?
How are y'all doing?
And there we have Facebook. Now the gang's together.
We're all here.
Happy Monday. So as usual, guys, let us know down in the comments where you're watching from, how you're hanging in there.
Yeah.
Let us know tonight in the comments what day, not what day of quarantine it actually is, but what day it feels like.
Or what day of the week it feels like, if that matter.
What day of quarantine does this actually feel like? Well, we hope you guys have had a great day coming off of an amazing weekend at home.
It's a weekend every day.
It's a weekend every day. But we are so pumped for tonight's episode. We have one of our favorite people here.
Like favorite human beings in the world.
So fun.
So kind, so generous, so nice, so intelligent. Looks great too.
All the things. Steve Spangler is here, everybody.
Yes.
We're going to bring him in just a couple of minutes. But before we actually do that, we're going to start with some memes. We're going to do a couple science trivia questions. It's more like a are you smarter than a fifth grader, more so than trivia.
These are actually fourth grade questions.
Don't make them feel so bad. But
we'll see.
This is your daily reminder, and this was kind of a video that Wade and I posted last week, but we just want to remind you because we know that it is another Monday, which means another day of virtual learning. And so whatever you were able to accomplish today with or for your students,
way to go,
was amazing.
Yep.
And so that's how you should feel about yourself every single day is, oh my goodness, today I was able to send a worksheet through email and only 2 of my kids got it, but 2 kids got it, right? I mean, that is the reality of what we're living in right now, and I think that's the mindset that we have to have is celebrating every little thing that we're able to do because we're never going to be able to do it perfectly in our minds because I know we're all perfectionists. So whatever you were able to do today, celebrate it. I want you to let us know in the comments. What were you able to accomplish today? Nothing is too small. Nothing is too big. It's all something. And that's what we're all trying to do.
Luckily, I don't have virtual teaching this week because we're on
spring break.
The
Kings are having a spring break party.
I don't know exactly where we're going. Maybe just to the house. But...
we've had chocolate muffins. That has been our spring break. We're trying to make this spring break like radical around. We've gone 3 walks a day.
Maverick's about to get 2 teeth up here, so that's
Maverick has
fun.
2 teeth coming in, so that's just a joy.
He's laying down though, which is good.
A joy within itself.
There he is, everybody.
What else has been happening on spring break? It's been great.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been.
Great stuff.
We're tan?
Nope.
No, we're not. We got our hair done? No.
Nope.
We didn't do that either. So it's spring break for the King household this week. We're celebrating in a big way.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with our memes. Oh, and by the way, this is a big night. This is a big night because not only is Instagram going to be able to see our guests, but Facebook, starting today, you're going to be able to see our guests too. All thanks to the man with the plan, Chase, back here in the corner.
Let's give him a...
Let's get a little Chase cam going on.
Now.
Yeah, Chase wave to the people. Yeah,
so that's Chase.
He really looks like Gelman. Instagram is the greatest thing ever.
He's our Gelman.
It's hilarious.
It works.
I wish you could see him. It is so funny. Oh my gosh!
When he gets excited, you could tell from the corner of my eye.
We're gonna get to this, I promise. But if you saw Chase, so this whole basement area right here, which used to be Wade's workout room, is now our recording-ish studio. And the boys have been down here, and they have just made this thing killer. So good job, guys.
That was mostly him.
Mostly Chase. So that's why we gave Chase a cam because we just had to let y'all see him. My eyes are.
All right, let's go ahead and let's get started with the memes here.
Memes, Instagram, you know the drill. I read them to you. So I only have 2 for tonight. They're that good. Number 1, it says because this is so real. When we come out of this and I ask you where you want to eat, I do not want to hear, I don't know, you have 45 days.
I mean, she's the worst at this. Like, I'll ask her where she wants to eat, and she'll, I don't know, wherever. And then I'll say, oh, what about Japanese? No, I don't want that. Or Zaxby's. No, I don't want Zaxby's. Well, what? What in the what? Yes, you do. You do know where you want to eat.
Y'all know y'all do it too.
So none of that when you come out of this. You have got to already decide where you want to go.
I'm not even going to move on until I see that all of y'all are with me on the same page. Give me all the hearts if you always say, I don't care, but then you don't like the first 10 places that they name. Like, y'all know. Y'all know that is a reality.
That's not allowed when we get out of this.
Next one, you have to be a Disney fan, folks. Chase didn't get this one because he's not a true Disney fan. It says, someone better return the heart to Tafiti. Oh. If you know where that came from, where that reference came from, let us know below. We'll know that you're a Disney freak just like us, which is awesome.
I did a book on that setting.
But if somebody could please return the heart like stat, that would be amazing. Yes. So those are our corn memes. Ooh, corn memes.
Oh, looky there.
We have a new name, folks.
You came up with that.
Quarren memes. That's because we're on spring break and my brain can just think and be creative and all the things. So those are our corn memes for tonight. But now before we bring Steve on, because we're going to get to him because he's got some amazing stuff for us tonight and I cannot wait to talk to him. We thought that since Steve is going to be on the show tonight, we would do... And we're only gonna make it easy on y'all. We're only gonna do 10.
Just 10 trivia questions.
Trivia-ish
Came up with these a little while ago.
They're more of, like I said, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Don't tell them they're 3rd grade questions. Okay. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? All right, so Chase, roll it. Here we go. The first, and you can answer live in the comments below because we knew that y'all couldn't follow directions.
We just gotta go ahead and go with it.
Okay. So we learned that the hard way about y'all. Number 1.
Steve,
let's see what you got.
And Steve, let's see how many you can get.
Yeah.
So Steve is here.
Let's see if
I want him to play along too. So we'll ask him when we're done.
I bet he's gonna get 100.
He's gonna get all of them.
Okay. All right, here we go. Number 1, you wanna start?
Yeah. So number 1 is, what is the largest animal in the world? Largest animal in the whole entire world.
You gotta think on your feet, people, because you only have 10 seconds.
The whole Earth. Whole Earth.
Largest animal in the world, and go in the comments. Oh, you gotta get your phone because you're supposed to be monitoring, watching our Facebook peeps.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I feel rude when I have my phone out.
Oh, is that the answer, Chase? Well, Chase already put the answer up, everybody. All right, so
there's lots of different types of whales, guys.
Yeah, you can't just say whale, folks.
Don't just say whale. Oh, geez, Louise.
What if we got one of the answers wrong? Steve is gonna kill us. It'll be fine. He'll let us know when he gets on. All right, so blue whale. Number 2.
Blue whale is correct.
How many bones are in the human body? You cannot Google. You cannot do a Google search.
You got 8 seconds.
This is like 7, really what is up in that skull of yours. Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2.
This was a Chase answer, so it better be right. It is 206. 206. So if you said 206, you are correct. Steve in the comments said 215.
Google.
If Chase messed this up, it's Chase's fault. Steve, don't judge me.
I'm taking Steve's word for it.
But we'll ask him about this. Okay, so he's gonna educate us tonight. So maybe we're not smarter than 5th graders either. Okay, it's fine. All right, number 3. What is the nearest planet to the sun? Come on, guys.
What is the closest planet to the sun? Let's go.
My very energetic mom jumps sideways under Nathan's, and then it stops there because there's no pillow right now.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's my little, what are those things called?
Oh, bonus question. What are the, no, I can't because I'll give this
Chase
away.
says 3, 2, 1.
Time.
Nearest planet to the sun is Mercury, everybody.
Mercury. And what type of planet is that for bonus points?
Oh, Steve said Mars. Okay, so maybe he's answering incorrectly just to, so maybe we were right on the bonus question. That makes me feel better. Makes me feel better. All right, that just tells you what you're in for tonight, everybody. Okay, next question. Go ahead, Wade.
All right, next question is, what is the largest planet in our solar system? What is the largest planet in our solar system? Give you a hint. It is a gaseous planet.
I love that everybody's commenting Steve after Steve, and they're putting his exact answer.
They would.
Smart people. That's smart. It's a way to use your resources. All right, so Instagram, it is what is the largest planet in the solar system? What you got? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's be good.
Largest planet in the solar system.
Let's show we know our content.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is, everybody, Jupiter.
There we go.
Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. All right, we're educating some of you folks tonight. Next up, we have number 5. What part of a plant conducts photosynthesis? What part? I think I had a song to this at one point, but I cannot recall it right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wade and I were talking about how we lost all of our memory after having a kid. I don't remember
for
anything.
Bonus points, what in a plant cell helps create this?
Oh, okay, we're getting fancy.
3 seconds.
We're really challenging y'all.
2, 1, time.
The part of the plant that conducts photosynthesis is the leaf, and for bonus points, it is what?
So you have the chloroplast, which creates chlorophyll.
Oh, look at the science teacher. Why are you? This is not real life. You are not a foot taller than me in real life. I don't know what is happening. I think they set the studio up the way they wanted it to be set up because Wade is not a foot taller than me in real life. I don't know what's happening.
I'd be the greatest athlete in the world.
Oh my goodness. Next question, Chase. Here we go. Number 6. Okay, go.
What tissues connect muscles to bone? What tissues connect, and that's not the Wade ligament.
Oh, wow.
Muscles to bone. What is it?
He strategically thought of these questions.
What is it called? You have 5 seconds.
Are you trying to make a move
4,
or
3, 2, 1, time.
It is what,
It is
Wade?
called tendons. So you have tendons.
All right, next question, number 7. Steve, I hope you're getting them all right. All right, we're going to check in with you in a minute. Number 7, what is the largest known land animal? So not the largest animal in the world. What is the largest
currently
known?
not dead.
Land
not gone,
animal.
Not extinct.
Let's see what you got.
Largest land animal. So you have 5 seconds.
Some of y'all are doing Google searches like champions.
3,
I can feel it in my soul.
2, 1, and let us know your answer. Largest land animal alive right now
It is
correct. The elephant.
Elephant.
Good
Excellent job, guys. All right, number
Not
8.
sure
We
which
have
type of
3
elephant,
more.
but-
8, 9, and 10. All right, number 8. True or false? Sound travels faster in air than in water. Sound travels faster in air than in water. This is just simple. True or false? So y'all got 3 seconds. Either you know it or you don't. 2 and 1. And it is what, Wade?
It is false.
It's false.
False.
That's the answer to that. False.
I don't.
Steve can tell us why.
I really
All right.
don't know. Yeah, don't ask. That's a bad question to ask because I can't answer
Number
that.
9. You ain't.
Yeah, so number 9. Sorry, I was reading the Facebook.
Oh, this is a good one.
So, true or false? I love
Another
this
true or
so
false.
much. So it's true or false. Male seahorses give birth to their young. So male seahorses give birth.
Oh, Mr.
to
Thompson's
their
in here.
young.
Uh-oh.
To their
Mr.
young.
Thompson, let's see if you get the. Have you gotten
their
them all
young.
correct, Mr. Thompson?
So male seahorses, true or false, give birth to the young.
2,
and 2,
1. It is true.
It is true.
All right, and finally, our 10th and final question: what is the tallest type of grass? I said this is a boring question.
And I was like, I know the answer to this, and it's not boring at all.
And
this
then Wade corrected me that it was really interesting.
It's a great question.
So Mr. Thompson said he's got them all right. So Daniel's got them all right. He's,
All right.
He says he's the best science teacher.
Tallest
in the
type of
world.
grass that there is on Earth. You have 5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2, 1.
Let
It
us
is
know it is not seaweed. It is not cattails. It is bamboo.
bamboo.
That is
Somebody
correct.
got it
Bamboo.
on Instagram. There you go. Give yourselves a round of applause, everybody. All right, let us know in the comments how many of those questions you got correct. Are you feeling good
Steve.
about yourself? Are you like struggling a little bit? Are you like, oh my goodness, I should watch some more
Disney Nature.
Disney Nature is amazing. The new elephant.
cool.
Okay, I watched it. I love science, but I also watched it because Duchess Meghan narrates it, and I'm all about the royal family. So there is that for you. So you should check it out on Disney Nature. It's amazing. All right, so I think it's time.
Let's bring them.
We're excited to bring our guests in now. Here's the deal, folks. This is going to get real fancy because we're about to bring Steve in on 2 different platforms. So I'm going to find him on Instagram. I'm going to try not to be all up in Facebook's
goodness.
way.
Oh, you know how to do this?
But let me see if I can get
Hope's
Steve in here.
All right,
Give
so
me
she's
one
requesting for
quick
Steve.
second.
There he is. So she's adding Steve.
If we get all this technology down tonight, this is a miracle within
He
itself.
is connecting. There he
There
is.
he is.
I see him, sort of.
Holy moly!
Flip it
Steve,
around.
is that your toilet?
Look at this. What?
Your phone?
No, that's not me. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. It's this
I
as
thought
well.
that was your toilet.
No, oh my gosh. No, it's okay. Wait. I'm spinning it around. Okay, wait. There we go.
There we
How's
are.
that?
All right.
So there's 2 of them. So do I talk to you on this camera or do I talk to you
Chase
on?
Cam, tell us what to do, buddy.
Talk
I
to
don't know.
the laptop.
Talk to the
So
laptop.
Chase
he
says
says.
talk to the
the
laptop.
Nice. Okay, so then I just let you look at the ceiling
Oh
like
wait, can
this.
you still wait? Can you set that up on your computer so we can still see your face though? Can you just
Oh,
prop it up?
yes.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. So how's that?
There you
Perfect.
go.
Perfect.
This
We
is
see you on
amazing.
Instagram and to Facebook.
And I cannot hear Steve very
Wow.
well. Can we get our speakers up a little bit, or is the sound coming
We don't
from
want to
Instagram?
echo. All right.
Oh, you don't want echo.
there
There
we
we
go.
go.
Okay.
All
Look at
right.
this. This is
Now
like on
we're
TV.
rocking.
So watch this. This is like TV. It's like this. The director goes, take 1, and it'll go camera 2, and then you turn like this, camera 2, and then camera 1. See? Look at this.
Is that
You're
how it
like,
works, Steve?
He's such a pro.
Oh no!
We
it
wouldn't
works
know. We've
like-
never been on TV
Never
like
been on
you.
TV.
Here's how it works. It goes like this. Somebody's in your ear going, "Hey, look at the right camera!" Like that. And then they go, "Wrap it up, blow up something more." You know what I did years ago? I did QVC, and was selling Insta Snow. You know that powder that turns into the snow?
Yes.
So we got
Oh,
on
yeah.
QVC. That's a whole long story and a big bottle of wine. Can we say that on the show? I
You
guess
sure
so.
can.
You say whatever you
We're
want,
in
Steve.
quarantine.
So anyway, QVC. So they put an earpiece in, and every time we would pour it and it would erupt, they would show the number of callers that were buying things, and the producers yelling in my ear, "Pour the Insta Snow! Do it again! Do it again!"
Just
Ended up losing
you
money
wanna
on
see
that
it.
show. That's a whole different story at a different time.
And we
boy.
think that TV is so perfect and glamorous, and all the things are just magical happening behind the scenes.
Pretty amazing there, yeah. It's pretty
And
amazing.
that's how you make it happen. So, Steve, you need no introduction whatsoever, but can you just tell us a little bit about yourself before we get diving into what we're going to talk about tonight?
What can I tell you? I'm a dad. I have 3 boys. Imagine being in quarantine. I have seniors in high school. And that's kind of a bummer for them because they're seniors in high school and this is their senior year. There's talk today in Colorado of some school districts saying maybe we want the kids to repeat their senior year. Can't even imagine that. I have a junior who's at the University of Puget Sound up in Tacoma, Washington. As my wife would say, all the ducks are home, so this is a good thing. And we're hanging out here at the house. And there's a place that we go and we shoot the TV show called DIY Side, and there's nobody there now. I mean, the crew isn't there or anything. So I kind of live there during the day, so I can sneak over there, do our Facebook Lives and everything, and come home because Renee doesn't want me blowing up stuff here. Oh, here, but you know what? I need to do this. See, every morning for the last 25 years.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
be careful.
Steve,
I have to show you
don't
this.
burn your
look.
house down, Steve.
Please, the fire department knows us by name, so they'll just go, "Oh yeah." So look at this. So you see my wallet. So there's this part here where you put the lighter fluid, and then there's a part here where I get my allowance. So that's here. So then you put a little bit of lighter fluid here, and you stick it in your pocket, and then you just don't know who you're going to meet during the day. So I love when you check into hotels. I'll go, "Do you have any place by a fire escape?" And sometimes they'll go "Ah!" like this, and other times they'll go, "Yes, I'll check and see."
Of
And
course, yes.
How
it's
many
just not a
times
whole
do you
idea
do
of
these?
engaging
How
all
many
the
times do you
time
do
for
these things
25
out in
years.
public, Steve?
all the time. My wife said I can't do it at restaurants anymore because if I do it with the waiter or the waitress before she orders, they'll screw up the order every single time. Because they come back and go, show the cook that and show this that. And so it's next thing you know, yeah. But it's one of those things, and it's so funny because even in quarantine, I've been doing it for so many years. I still put the dumb lighter fluid in here and this and here, and I'm not meeting anybody. And my wife and kids are tired of me going, hey, kids, look at this. Like,
I'm trying to watch a movie, Dad.
1,000 times. My wife says you have to get your 10,000 words in a day or you're miserable. So you know how I life of a speaker, right?
Okay, so Steve, Chase says, can you prop your phone up a little bit better so we can see you on Instagram?
Okay, good. I'll hold it over here like that. Is that okay? I'm sorry. So people are watching on Instagram or that way. Okay, so I just got to hold this way and look this way. How's
or
that?
can you prop it up? You have a computer or do you have a camera?
No, I have a computer, but it's doing great. We're gonna do. I just don't want to hit any button. Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to hit any bad button for you or anything.
Oh no,
you look great.
Is that
you look great?
You're not gonna hit anything. Okay? Don't you worry.
Okay, good.
Okay,
that works. That works. You're so
now
nice.
we're rocking.
All right, so you
probably need your.
Sorry, Instagram. Think I'd get this. Sorry.
So, Steve, I have been so excited to talk to you because, first of all, I just have always watched all of your videos. Like when we had the solar eclipse.
The solar eclipse. We watched
I talk about you all the time. I want you to know I talk about you all the time. Can I tell you my favorite memory or my favorite video of you real fast?
It's the one with the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is with the solar eclipse when all of the parents were freaking out and they weren't letting their kids outside to watch the solar eclipse. And you filmed this whole video and you were literally banging on your head, like trying to get through to people. And I was like, this is like, should be my best friend right here because he just gets how teachers feel and how we're trying to explain something. And this is so real.
It's so fun. The solar eclipse was hilarious. Colorado was a great place for it because we were 0. Mm-hmm. So we got to see full eclipse. And it's so funny to see the comments that would come through on television. It was all coverage all the time for the eclipse is coming. We'd have people calling in saying, how did how did Wyoming get picked for total eclipse or whatever it is?
Right.
Was it total number of people? PE teacher PE teacher wrote in and said, this does not work during my specials time. Could we reschedule to 2 p.m.? It's just stuff like this. And then, okay, so this ties in with what we're talking about and what's going on today, is that there really is some scientific illiteracy. Let me say it again.
Yes.
There's scientific illiteracy out there. And sometimes it rears its ugly head. And maybe like right now it's rearing its ugly head with people not understanding that this virus thing, we don't know what this is all about. We're not making it up as we go along, but you're gathering data. Every day you gather data and you make no conclusion. There's no conclusion. It's just a freaking discovery.
Right.
And then the next day you've got another discovery, and the next day and you go, oh, the discovery on Monday sucked. So this is a better discovery, and we're turning. And so it's just, I think it's that scientific mindset, having people just understand that we're learning, we're going through this, but you gotta have just a sense of wonder and exploration to see where we're going.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot like people who are knowledgeable about science and data and looking at the research and all of that. And I think the unknown, everything is new every single day, and I think that's what kind of makes people a little bit hesitant on, hey, I do feel comfortable, but still understanding, no, we're figuring this out as we go along. That's gathering the research. There's no trends. I mean, a trend has to last for a period of time. There's nothing we can go back to look at for that. So I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I mean, with this, it's totally new, but we all have to be diving into it, learning about it, be willing to say, okay, this was like this last week. Well, this is a brand new week. We've never seen this before. This is a brand new situation that we're dealing with.
But I love
and it's scary.
I love how you created a visual about social distancing for all of us to see visually with all these ping pong balls. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
It was so fun. So I was thinking about what was I going to do I do Monday television on NBC every Monday for the last 20 years. So the NBC affiliate that I work for here in Denver is KUSA. So I'm constantly thinking the weekend is like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I woke up on Sunday thinking, what if we did this thing with mouse traps? It's something that Walt Disney did. There's classic video. If you just Google Walt Disney, ping pong balls, mouse traps, whatever, you'll see this. So it was a chain reaction where you drop one, and I think he was talking more about like nuclear energy, but that whole idea of social distancing. And so I'd seen some pretty cool things with dominoes and some public service announcements where they hit one and then they put some space and it stops. So I thought, well, what would you do if we did that with ping pong balls and mouse traps? And so we rigged them all up, because you tell the boys, hey, boys, Dad's got a great idea today. And so they're sitting around for 3 hours rigging mouse traps and putting the things in. And we all have thumbs that are now, we got snapped and everything else. But we put all the ping pong balls, drop one in this acrylic, and they all fly all over the place. But then we just put 10 of them in there instead of 45, and you dropped one. And I think we only had
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, we can see it on Facebook.
wife is shooting slow motion video here, so that's kind of fun. So she's there shooting slow-mo, and the boys are like, ah, here we go. Look what happens when all of them go off, and it will come out of this, and then it will go fast. Look at how fast it goes. Bam!
Wow.
And it's there.
Holy cow.
And then it was the whole idea, if you separate them, what happens? Maybe it was just a visual so that we get to see, oh, yeah, you get to see what happens if you just put 10 of them in there like that. So you can see the time. It's almost 11 o'clock at night, and I'm going, hey, boys, this will be fun. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. And we only got, I think we got to 6 of them left, which was just amazing. That shows that the social distancing works.
That's a great
And here's
video.
the thing that I found out. I found out that people don't like that social distancing as a solution, because we want a shot, we want a pill, we want something we got to take. And just this whole idea of we got to stay away from each other. And now this week we got to wear the masks. Can I just say something? I don't do political stuff. I've never been allowed to do political stuff on TV, but give me just 1 second, okay?
Yeah, you're totally fine. I'm excited.
What in the heck was he thinking when the president comes out and says, we're going to wear some masks? I'm not going to wear a mask, but we're going to wear some masks. when he had the opportunity to have the greatest teaching moment in the world. Now, I'm not being political. I'm just saying from a teacher's perspective that he should have pulled out a mask that had the presidential seal on it, so nobody in the world can have this one. And he puts it on, and he just shows that this, by modeling, is the right thing to do. It was a perfect teaching moment. And now I've done my first political thing online or whatever.
Yes.
Because I was
Write
so
that down,
mad.
Chase.
I was so angry. I try not to be angry about that kind of stuff, but I was thinking to myself, what are you doing? This was the perfect moment.
I mean, it's so true because, as educators, and we all know this being educators, if we want for our students to do something, what is the best way? Is by modeling.
Model
They're
it.
going to do what they see. I just think that you need to be the White House scientist, and then that way we can get all these problems fixed. I feel it.
I think the Secret Service would have a problem. So there's Secret Service seems to have a problem wherever I go. So, here's the thing. I love this anymore. The DIY size little show that we do is gaining a little bit of popularity. And so every once in a while you get recognized on a plane. And so I was, before this whole quarantine, I think it was in December, I was getting on a plane and I'm going back to Denver. So there must have been a Denver guy in the plane. So a Denver guy says to me as I'm getting on the plane, going, towards the back of the plane, because this is where we sit. He said, "Steve Spangler, you going to blow something up today?" And he thought that was funny. You don't yell on a plane, "Are you going to blow up something today?" Or "What are you going to blow up today?" Or whatever. I just look at him like, "Oh, buddy, seriously."
Oh, no.
What was he
Serious.
thinking?
Come on. Thank goodness flight attendants are cool. So
Outside of being on a plane, that would have been one of the best compliments ever, though, right?
yeah, because it is kind of nice. It is kind of nice. Hey, we did a gender reveal. If you didn't catch it, we did this gender reveal on my Facebook page. So facebook.com/Steve Spangler. One of our anchors is going to have a baby, and so I did the gender reveal for her first child, who's 2 years old. And we did this thing where we added these liquids, and then this foam, it's called Elephant's toothpaste, shot up and turned blue, and it got huge. And so that was the reveal. She's gonna have a little boy. So I decided to take cornstarch that I had dyed pink, because she secretly told me she's going to have a girl. And I put it on this trash can, and then I put a bottle of liquid nitrogen, in a 2-liter bottle, and put it in there and put the trash can over the top and shot it in the air like a rocket. And it just shot this pink powder everywhere. That was at the TV home. And so now the neighbors know that there's going to be a problem. So we've been quiet all this time, and now they know.
Okay, so this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because one of our best friends, Daniel, who I taught science with, is in this live right now, and he's on Instagram. And Steve, we at our school, when we were pregnant with Maverick, we did a gender reveal, and we set
For
up
our students.
I think it was 10 or 12 giant beakers, and we did elephant toothpaste to do the same thing with the color. However, Steve, I have to tell you that Daniel, my best friend, promised me that it was going to shoot to the ceiling, and it was more of a little volcano. But I just had to let him know in the comments that, in fact, it can shoot to the ceiling, and next time he better figure out a way to get it to shoot to the ceiling. We always joke with him.
It's so funny. Hey, speaking of that, we have to be proud. A wonderful lady by the name of Camille Cryer. Camille is Miss America. Miss America won Miss America doing a science experiment. She did elephant's toothpaste. So I reached out when she won and just said, congratulations. She was so generous to write back and say, congratulations. One thing led to another, connected on phone, chatted. We were going to do an episode of DIY Sci on the day that the quarantine took effect and they closed schools down here in Colorado, closed everything down. Oh. So we're going to do it. She is so cool. She really is awesome. And her backstory is fantastic. So I'll have to get her connected to you because she just has this great energy. Absolutely. And there's some controversy. People are saying to her, I said, so tell me what it's like being Miss America. And she says, it's hard right now because people say that that's not a talent. I didn't do a talent.
Wow.
I just put a liquid in there. And she says, I'm a biochemist by degree, but I can't really do biochemistry on stage. And so she did this wonderful demo. And so we got to support her even more because it's too bad that,
that's right.
But what a wonderful, she's an amazing science communicator and a STEM influencer, and she'll be wonderful.
I love that.
So
When she won, I shared it with all of my kids. I was
crazy.
just so excited. That was like one of my favorite things ever. Yeah, go ahead.
You have a house full of boys, right? There are tons of parents right now who are stuck at home with a lot of boys, their kids, and they're trying to do the best they can to teach their kids whatever they can academically. Do you have any suggestions on, number one, how do you balance that? But then number two, any specific advice dealing with science around the home? Any tips or tricks or advice you would give as a parent, but also as an educator to the people watching right now?
I think there are a couple of things. One of the first things is that overnight, parents became educators,
Right.
or tried to become educators and found out how difficult that is. And number two, educators are at home with their kids and trying to teach and trying to learn distance learning that they haven't ever learned before as well. So it's a whole new paradigm. So I think for parents, what I've been saying the last couple of weeks, last 3 weeks, we've been putting the resources online, and I'll share a special resource with you on the website, is that when the kids see you doing it, then it's important to them. So it's one thing to have screen time, and I love all these screen resources that are out there, and I can watch these great videos and whatever else. But I really try to put some videos up that are tantalizing enough that people are like, we have milk and food coloring and soap. Let's do that thing, right?
Yeah.
Or I got a bar of Ivory soap. Mom, can we stick it in the microwave? And mom's like, of course we're going to stick it in the microwave, right? Or I got an email from somebody about the floating bowling ball trick. I taught kids that certain bowling balls float in the bathtub. So this mom is like, what in the hell are you teaching my kids? The kid is putting a bowling ball in the bathtub filled with water. So I think the advice is this. When you make it fun and you show that you want to be involved and you engage, it's that whole science of engagement. When you engage, you connect with your kids. When you connect, you share an experience. And this summer, we'll talk about that as we talk about what best day ever really means. But that is that experience.
Yeah.
And so I think you start by engaging. And maybe there's some cool little videos, and I'll tell you about the resource so that you can find some of those. And they're easy to do at home. But
Right.
if you show them that you're interested, they'll follow suit and they'll go, hey, what if? And I want my kids to a certain point where I have to reel them back in again.
Yep.
I had some liquid nitrogen the other night that was left over from a thing we did on Facebook, so I brought it home. We always have liquid nitrogen dessert when I've got extra liquid nitrogen. So you cut up a whole bunch of fruit and bananas and whatever. If you're ever in Colorado, come stay at the house and we'll have science dinner.
Done.
Oh God! So you dip pineapple, you dip bananas in liquid, and my wife makes this amazing melted chocolate. So it freezes instantly, and then you dip them again, and then you have chocolate covered, frozen, whatever you want.
Oh.
So then we're done with that. And the boys remembered as a kid, I'd always go to the bathroom and fill up the bathtub with as much hot water as I could put in there, and then dump the liquid nitrogen in. And that thing that you saw on Ellen, possibly, where you just see the cloud everywhere. Well, the kids, they're, how old are the boys? 17, and Jack is 21. They still love it. It's like, Dad, do the thing with the liquid nitrogen. And here we are at midnight making rockets outside in soda bottles, turning them over and launching them in the air. So it makes me happy as a dad that they still like to do that kind of stuff.
And it goes back to what we were talking about just a second ago. I mean, even with the mask with the president, if the people see, if kids see whoever's teaching, whoever's the leader in the household or wherever it is, if they see them buying into it,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to buy into it too. And your boys grew up with you, and they still love those things, right? Imagine how many things your kids have seen, but they're still excited about it because they see you getting excited about it. So that's a testament in itself.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, when it comes to the teachers, we're in the Littleton Public School, so we're in Littleton, Colorado. Wonderful, wonderful school district. And I'm so fortunate that many of those teachers have been through our summer trainings. So the last thing I ever wanted them to have is the Spangler boys who had already seen everything. So my wife and I purposely decided not to show them the stuff. So the first time they saw slime was with their third grade teacher. The first time they saw something like that we do with our dry ice was their second grade teacher. So it's so fun for them to come home and go, Dad, you'll never guess what we did today. You go, what did we do? We did a cloud in a bottle. And I'll go, no kidding. How did you do that? But what was great is that when you get to be in professional development, it's so much fun to be able to stand back a little bit and watch what happens when you just tee it up. You don't have to get it in. You just have to tee it up and let somebody else be part of a team, right? And so that's the exciting part, is to watch my boys come home. And now they're hearing the stories going, oh, so that's what happened and that's what happened. Whatever. So.
But I love that. And I love that, one thing that Wade and I have been talking to educators about a lot since this kind of started is to really encourage parents just to listen, just to talk to their kids, just to have those conversations. And I feel like that's, I love science, is one of my favorite things. So that's easier for me just because I think about science a lot. But science is such a perfect opportunity that as a parent, I feel like a lot of times parents don't want to do things because they're like, I don't really know anything about this. I don't feel comfortable. And the beautiful thing about science is you don't have to know much. You can just, like you said, experiment, observe, explore, like all of these things together. And I think that's such a beautiful moment as when parents are on the same level as their kids and they're learning together versus feeling like they have to teach them everything. And so I think it's amazing that, science is one of those go-to things that I think parents should be doing, because as a parent, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know everything, because then as you make those observations, you're able to say, let's learn more about this together. And that's when you can do research, and that's when you can do reading. And then you're tying in all of these content areas. And I'm like, it's really not hard, guys. It's really not
Just
hard.
be safe. Just be safe.
Yeah.
Just be safe. Yeah, I love both of your energies so much, because Maverick is going to have such an incredible time. I mean, can I babysit? If I ever come that way, I'll just babysit.
Yes.
You guys go out.
Done.
I'll bring a couple things. I've got insurance. You have insurance. Everything will be just fine. But it's that whole idea that you're excited about it, and when you're excited, they get excited, and then this creativity comes out. Over the weekend, I got this beautiful email from a lady who said, we can't meet at church anymore, and we can't do my Sunday school lessons or whatever. But she had done a course that I did years ago called The Science of Leadership. And we took leadership lessons, communication, collaboration, critical, principles of leadership, and tied them to pieces of science. And so that's kind of like a metaphor. So when you're talking about pressure, what are the different pressures that you have in your life? Here's how air pressure works. And so she tied that to her lessons that she did on Sunday virtually with a bunch of kids. She said the kids didn't want to stop. They were on a Zoom call. They didn't want to stop. And they're like, go get the next thing, do this. So, and she just applied it in a different way. She just looked at it differently. She's taken leadership lessons, applying it with her special message. And she said, I don't think I ever would have done that unless we were in this situation, because I never would have been brave enough to dig into my bag of tricks and try to build a connection that I'd never built before.
Yeah, I think this whole situation is forcing a lot of people to do things that they've always wanted to do, but they're just kind of fearful to do them. Yeah. And I think coming out of this, a lot of us will come out of this with new skills and new tools for our tool belts to be able to engage people, talk to people, just whatever platform we have to reach people. So, I mean, that's great to hear that too.
Yeah. So I could talk to you all night. I'm just going to keep you on. And talk to you all night. But no, we are so excited that you're going to be with us at Get Your Teach On at the national conference. Yeah. We cannot wait for that. We have special insurance policy just for you, because we already know the details, and we've already told you can be as messy as you want to be. Chase's eyes just got real big. But tell us about, because you've been doing a lot through this quarantine, a lot of resources for kids, for teachers, for parents. So tell us where we can find those things, how we can access them, and how we can incorporate science into our daily lives right now. Not that we don't already do it anyways, but...
You do. So number one, you're following the Facebook pages. And so I appreciate that. And so if somebody's in comments and typing, and I'm not doing that. So one of the resources, of course, is facebook.com/Steve Spangler or Instagram.com/Steve Spangler. Appreciate follows and anything over there. We try to post as much as we can with the things that are going on there. And then there are two really great resources. I don't know if you know this or not, but 2 years ago, our company that my wife and I created 25 years ago, called Steve Spangler Science, was acquired by another company called Really Good Stuff. Yep. And that whole family of companies that's there. So it seems weird for me to say the people at Steve Spangler Science, but I haven't run that company now for 2 years. And they're wonderful people. They're doing great things over there. Love them. If you go to stevespanglerscience.com/experiments, they're doing an entire thing, 50 experiments, 50 days. Brand new experiment every day, video for you to watch, resources that you can use, just really good stuff. You don't have to You don't have to buy anything. So that's great. So that's one resource. Another resource I put together on my page was stevespangler.com/science-at-home. So there's like stevespangler.com/science-at-home. And that's a resource we're changing out every single week. There's 36 videos there. So you'll see some Sick Science videos. You'll see some videos from DIY Sci. And then thanks to the Ellen people, I put all of the Ellen videos in there as well. So you get a chance to see all of those. There's 22 Ellen videos there from the 22 appearances. So it's just another resource to be able to kind of play with. Again, I want something that you don't have to pay for. I don't want something. I'm not trying to go to you saying, so here's this these are just free things. And as we find these resources and we're able to engage with our kids, it would be fun if we come out of this with kids, 10, 20 years from now saying, remember when we were all quarantined, and remember when Bob whipped the tablecloth up and threw the dinner on the floor, or whatever, you're supposed to do it right. But there are going to be mishaps. There's going to be people who are doing Mentos and Diet Coke in their kitchen. Oh, that's funny. I got chastised on Facebook a couple weeks ago because somebody said, our kids said you said to do Mentos and Diet Coke, but they didn't take it outside. It's like, who wouldn't know to take it outside?
No.
He's got stains on the ceiling, and I go, that is a badge of honor right there.
That's right.
You leave it there.
You don't have Diet Coke stains on the ceiling. You have not been teaching hard
enough.
That's
right. That's a trophy.
That's a trophy. That's right.
That's amazing. And those are great resources. Those are great too, because teachers can also, I know that a lot of teachers are using the Remind app, or they're doing Zooms, or they're sending emails. And so those are great things just to be able to send out to parents that allow them just to have some things that they can find. You got something else?
I have one more. I forgot. So last week I just said, and you kind of inspired this because you were doing your Facebook Live at night and later in the afternoon. So we decided to do a Facebook Live just for kids. So I've been doing so many of these in Instagrams for adults and for teachers, and we said, gather the kids around. So this coming Wednesday, we'll do our second one. Last week we did solids, liquids, gases. That's why I had leftover liquid nitrogen.
Oh.
So this week on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 4 p.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Pacific. Got it?
Yep.
So got that 1 or 4 East West. Got it. We're going to do a Facebook Live, facebook.com/Steve Spangler. And I'm going to do things that you would normally do during Easter, all these cool kind of egg tricks that you can do. Some of my favorite demos. Of course, you probably have to have an exploding egg. So I think I'll go get the hydrogen gas, blow up a couple eggs that way. It'll be a blast. We're going to do Facebook Live. So gather the kids around. So if you're a teacher, honestly, I'll be good. I won't teach anything bad. Gather them. It's a safe place for them to come for 25 or 30 minutes. And I'd love to share with them and be their teacher. I'll be their, what do they call that? Bad substitute teacher. I'll be the bad substitute teacher. The substitute teacher they never forget. Right?
And that is this Wednesday, right?
That's this Wednesday, yep. Last week was really, really fun, and the engagement was great. So you all inspired me to do it again. So we'll do it this Wednesday, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. It's 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific.
I love
and we'll
that.
make sure that we share that out and remind people as well on our platforms.
Yeah, we will definitely do that.
And
you are the most generous people in the world. You truly are. The amount of time and effort, it's genuine. And I have to tell everybody, if you haven't met Hope and Wade, truly the most amazing people in the world. We got a chance to be able to get your teach on or get your rock your school, right?
Yeah.
Rock your school. Oh my gosh. I went back and just
much
collapsed in the hotel because that was so much fun.
It was a blast.
4:30 in the morning with your first hit on television till what time we get out of there? 10:30, 11 o'clock at night with the principal shutting the door. Amazing. So I just, you guys are phenomenal. You inspire me like you wouldn't believe.
Thank you. Well, you inspire us more than you would ever know or believe. And you've inspired so many people out there. And we're just so grateful to be able to spend a little bit of time with you tonight. But our time isn't over. We're going to be spending a lot of time with Steve. Like I said, national conference. We got some plans going. Some plans in the works. Anytime we can bring on a scientist and somebody that's going to make a big mess and have the energy that Steve does. Anytime.
It's like he's part of the family. Or we're part of his family. I don't know.
We're together.
You come and babysit Maverick anytime you want. You teach him all the things. I want him to have that crazy mindset that he loves to explore. So we can't
go blow things up with Uncle Steve, Mav.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, Steve, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us tonight, for sharing your expertise, for giving us tips. You are incredible. We will be sure to share that out with everybody so we can remind you about Steve's lives that he has on his Facebook for kids, also for teachers. But anything you want to leave the people with in this quarantine time, any final words that you would like to share with them?
We're going to stick together. We're going to get through this together. We're going to support each other. Ellen would tell you to be kind. I've never met a more kind human being in my life. Absolutely. If we're just nice to each other, this is about the time where the newness is worn off and we're getting a little pissed. So, it's one of those where you're just going, I'm tired of this, but there's more to come. Let's ease this out. We'll be fine. Stay connected to our kids and everything will be perfect.
Awesome.
Love you, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
We will talk to you soon.
Thank you. So great to see you.
All right. Let me see if I can make this work. I can trust Chase over here on the other one. Isn't he just the most amazing, oh my gosh,
Told you.
human person?
Beautiful person, intelligent, witty, smart, entertaining.
I mean,
God,
I just
love him.
I just want him to be my teacher in my classroom. That is what Wade and I talk about all the time. And the thing about it, though, is, and this is something that we've shared before, too, but as you are feeling out this whole distance learning, as you are getting used to this, as you are trying new things out, be true to yourself and who you are as an educator. Now, listen, we know that not everybody's able to connect virtually, and not every students have computers and all of those things. And we know, like we've said, whatever you have done today is great. It is amazing. It is good enough. You are killing the game.
100%.
You are doing it. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate yourself. But if you are able to do those virtual lessons, stay true to who you are. Don't change your whole self as a teacher just because you're on camera, or just because you're on film, or just because you're on Zoom. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, yesterday, I did step out of my comfort zone yesterday with a read aloud.
I've got to tell a story. Okay, go.
Because I don't really normally do that. I know this is cliche, but I don't consider myself a reading teacher. But I know all teachers are reading teachers, but I don't consider myself a guru like the whole ELA live people. But I wanted to try it, so I tried it. But I was like, you know what? I got to do me. I have got to do what I normally do and how I teach. So I brought my guitar in. We did a little bit of hand signals and those type of things, but it made me feel comfortable. So going back to what Hope was talking about, whatever you're doing virtually, try to keep it as normal as possible. Do what you're comfortable with. Yes, you're going to deliver instruction. You're doing it probably in a different way. But whatever makes you feel comfortable in teaching, that's going to be your best way to deliver whatever message you're trying to deliver to your students. So keep it simple, keep it normal, and do the best that you can.
So guys, shout, this amazing teacher. We've seen so many teachers doing incredible, mind-blowing things. And again, there is no range of, this was too big or too small. Teachers sending out postcards, teachers, doing whatever they can to reach their kids. We've seen the teacher that, what you doing there?
Someone said F me.
Oh.
Abusive content.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'll rip
now Wade's gone down a rabbit hole on Instagram of.
Sorry.
Good job, Wade. Okay.
Sorry, done. Sorry, how to report that person? That's really rude.
Just ignore the crazy people. You can't help them. You can't fix them. But anyways, so Lord, he's been in quarantine too long, folks. But anyways, what I was trying to say is there's no measure of too great or too small or too big or too large or whatever. Whatever you're doing for your kids is amazing. And so, we've seen the teacher that went to his student's house with a whiteboard outside her front window to teach the math lesson. So I just love that teachers are literally problem solvers. You're like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it happen. And so I have to shout this out. Somebody tagged me, and I can't remember the name, but she taught a whole lesson. She videoed it for her kids, and she had planned in her classroom to do the NASCAR transformation, where she turned her whole classroom into NASCAR and did the balloon derby cars and the Lego derby cars. And she still set it all up in her house, and she filmed the lessons, and she was in costume. And I just thought that was amazing. Obviously she has access to be able to film digitally, do videos for her kids, which is incredible. But I just love that she didn't just stop at, I'm just going to film a video. I had planned this. I was going to do it. It's my teaching style. I'm going to stay true to who I am. And
that's a lot of work.
She posted pictures, and I just thought it was the greatest thing ever.
So cool.
Because, and this is something that we're going to talk about next week, actually, but a lot of us feel like we have been, stripped of our purpose, and we don't know what our purpose. Our classroom has been taken from us. But it's about redefining that. It's about figuring it out in this new environment, in this new element. And I love that she went for it. And that probably felt super awkward to her because we've taught to cameras, in the past couple of weeks. And it is awkward without a class. but go for it. Go for it. Step outside of your comfort zone. Stop worrying about what it might look like and go for it, because that's where you're going to find your happiness again, is if you stay true to who you are. So,
yeah, I mean, and I also think, so teaching virtually, it's very difficult if you are doing it like this at the very beginning, but I think most people who have done that conference time, it's when the first 2 minutes are a little, I don't know what I'm doing, but once you're in it, and you feel more comfortable with doing it.
Yeah. So we just wanted to have a fun episode tonight where we were able to talk some science stuff with Steve. We were able to give you some strategies, and we are going to put those resources out on our page for you guys. But we just want to say thank you. You know, part of what Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are about is just us saying thank you, helping you in any way that we can possible. Teachers have always been the most amazing people to me, and in my mind, but you're just proving it every single day with every single move that you're making to keep connected with your students, to give them what they need. You're an amazing teacher. Whatever you're doing is perfect. It is good enough. You're killing it, and we're just so proud to be a part of the teaching community right now.
The last thing I'm going to say is just make sure that we're in this together, right? And so make sure that we're uplifting each other, building each other up, and just be there for people. Just be there.
Celebrate people. Tell them they're doing an amazing job. They're killing it. Text them. Send them all the messages. Build people up right now, because that is what they need. I love that Steve said be kind to one another, and that's one of the most important things that we can do right now.
Remember, Wednesday, Steve Spangler.
Yes, Wednesday is live. And then Wednesday here on Better Together, we are going to do something called Quarantine. You guys have been asking for a quarantine challenge.
Yeah.
And it is coming to the Better Together community where we can all do the challenge together. We can support one another. We can hold each other accountable. And we are going to make the most of this time. So tell all your friends, the more people we have on the quarantine, the better it's going to be. So make sure you're here Wednesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
We love you guys. We're cheering you on. We're all in this together. Keep being amazing. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Have a good evening.